All right, welcome to class. Happy Monday. We're continuing our pressure passing series today. Before I get started, does anyone have any questions or anything else they want to go over? Any things they've been troubleshooting? Cool. All right, so we're going to continue our pressure passing series today. Previously, we've gone over over-unders, double-unders, then double-unders with a stack pass. I want to back up a little bit and not throw so much technique at you today and kind of do a little bit of like a principled conceptual foundation in just pressure passing, but also like how to fit it into your game. I love pressure passing, obviously, because Sam's go-to method is what I learned coming up. But the thing I like the most about it is that it takes what's really complicated, which is jiu-jitsu, which there's tons of variables, and it really simplifies it down. And the main concepts are just like closing space to limit the number of options that your opponent can use. So it's like if you approach math, right, just like calculus and algebra and all this crap. Pressure passing for me, it's like condensing that all down to just like addition and subtraction. There's just like only so many things you can do once you've taken away space in your opponent's options. Makes it a lot simpler to play the game and to know what to do next. And you can also know what your opponent's possible options are, and you can have like responses for those. So I want to illustrate that concept by going over a knee cut pass today. So Cliff, if you don't mind if I can use you. The knee cut pass it's like one of the first passes you learn how to do. It's really basic. And so we're just going to start with what I call like a speed cut, which is using the knee cut pass like quickly. The knee cut pass can become a pressure pass really easily if you force that or your opponent does, but like just conceptually, it can be like a really fast agility pass. The main thing to do a knee cut pass that you need to start with is your leg between your opponent's legs. And the knee cut part is that my knee is cutting through his guard like this. And I'm through his guard. So that the knee cut can be done really quick. And again, like I call this a speed cut. So to start with the speed cut, we're just gonna, yeah, you can just be down. We're gonna start in the guard. So I'm inside of his guard. Because if I'm outside of his guard, I don't need to go through his guard. We did agility passing months ago, right? I can just go around his guard. But once I'm in the guard, the knee cut is like the quickest way out. So I'm just gonna get two grips, a pant grip and a collar grip. And I'm gonna think about putting my knee over his knee and out to the side, and my hip is gonna hit his chest. So I get my grips and I come here. I'm through. It's like a baseball slide kind of. I slid through his guard and I consolidate position. So to start, we're just gonna get with our opponent and we're gonna go on both sides. So again, I don't need much of a grip, just a little bit of control to stop him from coming up and to make sure that I clear this knee. So pant, collar, slide, hip, consolidate. On the other side, it looks like this. Pant, grip, slide, consolidate. Any questions on the speed cut? Cool, let's get with our partner. Let's try that 2 times on each side. 1, 2, 3. Do we have any questions on the speed knee cut or the speed cut? It looks pretty good just walking around. Cool. Oh, yeah.
Does it matter which lapel you grab or side?
Yes, that's a good question. The question was, does it matter which lapel you grab? Do you want to come a little closer? So if I'm going to my left hand is going to go to that'd be his right knee, but it's on my left side, right? So we're going to say the left side knee. And my right hand is going to go to the far lapel. The reason for that is when this becomes a pressure pass scenario, so he sits up to me and plays guard, this is an underhook battle. If I grab the far collar, he's going to win that battle. And now he can get to my back. There is a moment where I will switch to the left side, but we haven't gotten there yet. But to start, again, if I'm going to my left, the near side leg, the far side lapel, and then over here it's going to be the near side leg, far side lapel. Make sense? Cool. So we've gone over the speed cut. Now we're going to talk about how this becomes a pressure pass, either because I've initiated it or he has. You might ask why I would want to initiate a pressure pass as the guard passer if I can just blast through. There's a couple of reasons. If I'm going against a person who is much stronger or they're much longer and have more leverage, I want to create a pressure pass scenario to take away space. If I give someone who has a physical advantage on me space, they're going to use that space against me. So I want to contain the space. So if we've come to here and we're in this pressure pass, we're in the knee cut and I want to make this a pressure pass, I'm going to sink into him and try to basically twist him in 2 different directions. So his legs are going to be coming this way, but I want to pin his shoulders down, and it's going to twist him and make it very uncomfortable for him. That's like the initiation of a pressure pass knee cut from the top. So we've started here, we get to here, and I'm going to sink my way into him. And now, because my hand is on the far side, I can get this underhook, and this helps me get a grip on the back of his collar to pull him down, and then I want to pull this up even more, and I can finish through the knee cut. I want to keep these grips, and I'm going to punch this sleeve across, which turns his shoulder, and we all know what to do there. We get a sleeve belt grip, and we can take the back off. So we're going to rewind a little bit. So we're in the speed cut. I want to make this a pressure pass scenario, right? So I'm going to drop my weight here. One thing I want to think about is this knee needs to be on my back. If I don't put my back against this knee when I drop in, it's going to come in. He's going to use it as a knee shield to get leverage and push me away. So if I come in like this and that wedges in, this is now a problem. I have to deal with this. We can talk about that. But I can make it not happen by getting my back in front of it to begin with and pushing it backwards. He's going to lock quarter guard on my ankle here. That's not a problem. I'm going to pin his back, pull this in, whip that out, and come to here. Questions on transitioning from the speed cut into a pressure cut? Yes?
Can you also use your elbow to block his knee?
Yes. So if this becomes a battle where this is coming in, there's a couple of things that I can do here. I can fence in with my elbow, then put my back on it. I can also, which we did when we were switching from the over-under pass to the lace pass, switch to a lace pass here by taking this and punching it down. This is changing it to a different pass, but like this is completely within the realm of doing all this stuff. Jump out. So yeah, I can win that battle initially by getting my back in front of it. If I lose that battle and the knee comes inside, I can re-fence, or I can just take the path of least resistance and switch my pass. Other questions here? Cool, let's give this a shot. 2 times each, 1, 2, 3. Do you have questions on the initial pressure pass knee cut? No questions, cool. I want to go over just a couple details. For the sake of drilling this, your opponent basically needs to get you into a quarter guard, which is when they lock on the lower quarter of your leg, right? This is half guard, this is a quarter. If he hasn't done that, then I don't need to do the knee cut, right? So for these purposes, make sure as the bottom person, you're doing this quarter guard. Another finishing detail I want to talk about is if I get into a position where I've got him completely flattened, but I can't get my knee out, let's rotate. There's 2 different things I can do here. The first and the easiest one is to take this foot and push on one of his knees until my leg pops out. And finish it that way. The other thing that I can do is I'm going to plant this hand that is underhooked, pop up on my knee, and bring this across. Then, if you'll notice, I'm on his back, and I've already got a hook. And we go that way.
Of course.
Questions on those 2? Cool, so those are good finishing details if you get stuck in the quarter guard. I want to talk about if he's a really tenacious set-up half guard player, prefers to play half guard from the bottom, like a Kenneth Jackson, how to really finish this. And it sucks, and I'm sorry ahead of time for what I'm about to do to you, but so we get into this quarter guard, and as a quarter guard, half guard, sit-up guard player, what he wants to do is get close to me, right? He wants to take away the space because he wants to play guard here. But now this is a problem because he's closing the space instead of me. So now he's dictating the engagement. I need to get this back, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let him, sorry, I'm not going to let him do anything. I'm going to take the collar that I have on the near side. So he won this underhook battle, right? So I have to get a little bit of frame to come here. Now, once I'm here, I'm going to get the close side sleeve, and this is where I switch to the other side of the lapel. I'm going to get as close to his face as I can, because what I'm going to do is use his face, turn his head, and cut my knee back through.
That's horrible.
Yeah, so go easy on your training partner, but you're really trying to turn their face, because that's going to turn their head, which will crank their spine in the opposite direction of where you're trying to go. You're going to use that force to clear out and finish the pass, and then we come here, and we're on the back again. So one more time. I've done the knee cut. I wanted to make it a pressure pass. He's like, cool, I love this game. And I'm like, all right, well, now I've got to do something. So the near side lapel, just enough to clear some space so that I can get the far side lapel and the sleeve. I crank on his face with my forearm across his jaw as I slide through. Punch this across, we're on the back. Questions on this? Cool. Be gentle on your training partner when you're training this, but let's try this 2 times each. 1, 2, 3. You have questions on finishing the face crank knee cut? Cool. I want to go over the 2 details I showed when I was answering your question before about like how to finish quarter guard passing if your opponent just is like a death grip on your ankle. So we'll do it facing this way so you can see the leg work here. But again, this is from the knee slide, and he's got this like bear trap on my ankle, right? And no matter what face cranking I try to do or underhook battle I'm trying to fight, I cannot get my leg free. So I want to go over the 2 different options again. Well, actually, there's 3. The first one is the most basic low tech, where I use my free foot to push on this bottom or top leg to free my leg. Okay, that's like the easiest one to try. You're not really giving up much. I've got a free leg. I'm just going to try to push this leg off. The other 2 are a little bit more technical. But we're here, and before I do this one, I need to make sure that I have an underhook because I'm going to the far side, and I don't want to just go, yeah, as soon as I start to do this, he's winning, right? So I can only do this if I've won this underhook battle, and when I win the underhook, I like to plant like a C-grip under his armpit, which really helps me keep this, because I'm keeping my elbow in tight, and I'm pushing him here, so it's really hard for him to fight back in and get this space. Once I got this, I slide through and anchor my grip. Then I take this sleeve again, and I'm going to post up and bring my knee to the other side. If I have the sleeve and I've turned his back like this is where I can take his back, because I already have a hook in. If I haven't turned his chest, and we're here, I'm going to bring my outside hook in and catch his near side thigh. Now I open up his legs and come to a mount. Questions on that? Let me just go through it one more time. So, quarter guard, I need the underhook, and I need the sleeve if I want to try to take his back. If I get that, we're on his back. If I haven't turned his back, planting, come here. This foot comes in as a wedge, and I'll end in the mount. Let's get with our partners and try those 3 different techniques, 2 times each. 1, 2, 3. Do you have questions on anything that we went over today with the knee cut, speed cut, base cranks, knee cut, pressure passing, finishing, quarter guard finishing? Awesome, you guys did great. We're going to do a little bit of a positional. So usual format, we're going to go 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Person on top, start in the initial entanglement, go into a knee cut, hit some speed cuts, hit some pressure passing knee cuts. Person on bottom, play like 50%, and then we'll switch. And then after that, we'll go to regular sparring. Any questions? Cool, get mouth guards, water, and what is it? 1, 2, 3.